I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. If you mix brilliance with bravery, that we can ignite something. Even this conversation alone can ignite the people.
The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your girl Kelly. We're back with another video. If you guys are new to the channel and you enjoy true crime stories, news, and politics, we do commentary on all three of those. I would really appreciate it if you guys would smash the subscribe button. Join me here on my channel. I think you would very much enjoy all of which we get into. And if you are not new and you're a returning listener or subscriber, thank you so much for being a friend, guys. I really do appreciate y'all. And if you're not a subscriber already, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe and interact with the video. Please like it if you like it. Leave a comment. Whatever you can do, it really helps me out. And I appreciate y'all so very much, guys. So let's get into it without further ado. I'm going to jump right on in. Let's discuss what's going on with old sleepy, creepy Joe Biden, okay? He finally got the courage and the strength to drag his ass up out of whatever coffin he sleeps in every night to stumble over to the island of Maui to check on American citizens who have been affected by this horrific event, these fires that devastated that island there. And Joe Biden has been on vacation, you know, sunning his balls on the beaches of Delaware and, you know, just gallivanting all over the country. He's been too busy for the citizens of Maui. You know, he always can make a little time for Ukraine, though. If they ever come, you know, calling, you better believe he's going to be there. But for Maui, there's a little bit of a time delay. You know, he's old. Give him some time. But he finally did make it out there, and you know, he went all of that way. You know, got on a plane, traveled over an ocean, and you know, he was tired, so he fell asleep, guys. I mean, it's just, we know this. Sleepy Joe, you know, didn't get the nickname for no reason. We're gonna go over it all, guys, and I do want to start though by saying, and I might show these videos at the end, the most important story that's going on in Maui that no one's talking about, and we're coming in here for a little kiki about Joe Biden, but there are still hundreds of people missing that are not accounted for, including many children. And if you ask these questions to these local politicians, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to answer for that. They don't want to answer for why the sirens did not go off on the island. And if you ask them about the children and how many are actually missing still, well, they give you attitude. Or, you know, in some cases, if you go to the sheriff and ask him questions that are difficult, too tough, you know, to bear, he'll just ignore you. So I mean, that is the story, really, when it comes to these fires in Maui and what's going on in the state of Hawaii. It's an absolute disgrace. I mean, it's beyond words and comprehension for me. But I'm going to show you guys that also at the end. But I just wanted to come on here and talk about Joe Biden because he is the one that needs to be accountable for all of this. And he's an utter failure. So let's get into his antics without further ado. Let's look at what kind of reception the most popular president ever in the history of life, okay? Let's look at what kind of reception he got whenever he arrived at the island of Maui. Oh, it doesn't look good. I see some middle fingers. What's going on here? These must not be part of the 81 million.
13 days.
Wow, he's finally here.
They said 13 days. Wow, he's finally here. Yeah, it took you long enough, Joe. I know you're old and you can barely move or even walk, talk, or act like a human, but 13 days is kind of a lot.
Here. Wow, yeah. Awesome. Yeah, thanks for nothing. Thanks for nothing. right here. Hey, fuck you, Joe Biden. Fuck you.
You gotta wonder what's going through those people's heads whenever they're just getting the absolute utter, anger and rage of these people. You gotta. How does it feel to be that hated? I don't know. I just to be Joe Biden for a day. My God. So here's some more angry Maui residents. Let's see what they had to say. And remember, guys, 81 million votes. Okay, most popular president ever in life. Some would argue the most popular person to ever exist. I mean, Jesus who? Kidding, of course.
Some signs greeting the president were honest
You
and
were
tough.
late.
Quote, "You're late." Another.
The Trump flag. You love to see it, don't you? And look at this crowd. I mean, what a pathetic turnout. People couldn't even be bothered. Doesn't matter how pissed off you are at Joe Biden, you still don't want to see him. I can relate,
No comment. A reference.
Lahaina Strong, all Hawaii stands together. Well, these are nice. These are just... What is this? What the hell is this flag? Sir? Excuse me. Who are you? Sir? Little guy. What are these flags? What's going on? That must be the Hawaiian flag. Maybe. I don't know.
Reference to his initial answer to a question on the deaths of the people on that island. Some very
Hawaii?
angry.
Question mark?
Many of them at the slow pace of federal help.
Mr. President, listen to the people.
A little too late. It's been 2 weeks since we've seen him. He's missed his window of opportunity.
Some signs greeting the...
And let's not forget, he promised each household, okay, not each person, guys, whoa, that's asking too much. Each household is gonna get $700, guys. Am I sensing some ungratefulness? Because isn't $700 enough to feed your whole entire family when your house has been burned down? Can I get a thank you? Can we not have a little show of gratitude towards Joe Biden for giving each household $700? Never mind the fact that each person, if you do the math, on how much aid we've sent to Ukraine, it's about $2,500 per person we've sent, as far as aid to Ukraine. Hawaii, you guys are getting $700 per household, okay? Go sit down and thank me. Thank Joe Biden. Thank your leaders, okay? Haven't they done enough for you? So let's get into his remarks that he made. And be prepared, guys, because, my goodness, look at how he's walking in these orthopedic-ass shoes. Look at the devastation, though. My God. We can laugh at Joe Biden, and I do all the time, but this is truly horrifying to see this and to know that these are fellow American citizens. It's heartbreaking. And the fact that he has not been all hands on deck and would even have the nerve to promise, go on Twitter and act like you're being generous by giving each household $700 and pat yourself on the back for that, when the island looks like this. There are no words. It's evil. I just found one. Okay, and he needs to hurry the F up. I want to show y'all how he trotted up to this podium.
Hello, people of Maui.
Shut up. Look at how he's walking. What? Are you okay?
Hello, people of Maui.
He's walking like the hyperactive ADD kid in kindergarten who used to always walk on his tiptoes and just would be super weird during class.
Shown such absolute incredible courage. And that's not hyperbole.
Yeah, it's really courageous of you guys to have all of your shit burned to the ground. Wow, so brave.
I want you to know, on behalf of the United States of America and all the nation, the American people stand with you.
Yeah, you
Governor
don't.
Josh Green, you've been incredible from the day we've spoken on this. You've been way ahead of the curve. Lieutenant Governor Sylvia Luke, Brian Chance, our Senator Maisie. By the way, Maisie, I told my granddaughter, whose name is Maisie as well. She said, that's why I like her. Anyway. But
Your granddaughter said that? Really? Really, Joe? Is that what she said?
Maisie as well.
Okay,
and Jill Takuda,
hello,
Representative Ed Chase, and Mayor Rick Bassin. Rick,
oh my God!
When we talked on the phone, you look like you played defensive tackle for I don't know who, but somebody good.
Oh my
So at any
God.
rate, I want to thank you for your leadership
Oh my God.
in this unimaginable, during this unimaginable tragedy.
He's such
To my
an
left
embarrassment.
is the banyan tree,
Oh, Jesus.
beloved by this community for over 150 years. Here in the former capital of the Kingdom, Hawaii, that has stood for generations as a sacred spot of exceptional significance. One of the people who took me under his wing when I first got to the Senate was Danny Inouye. He used to talk about the Kingdom of Hawaii. He came from Japan, but it was amazing to listen to him. Today is burned, but it's still standing. The tree survived for a reason. I believe it's a very powerful symbol of what we can and will do to get through this crisis. And for as long as it takes, we're going to be with you. The whole country will be with you. You know, we will be respectful of the sacred grounds and the traditions that rebuild the way the people of Maui want it built, not the way others want it built. We're going to rebuild the way the people of Maui want it built. But you know, it's going to be hard. America's deadliest wildfire in over a century. And Jill and I have what's left, walked Front Street, what's left of it. We've surveyed the damage from the air as well. The devastation is overwhelming. To date, 114 dead, hundreds of people unaccounted for. I remember when I got the call, my first wife and daughter, I was a young senator, and I got a call in Washington. I hadn't been sworn in yet. I wasn't old enough. And I was hiring staff in the Capitol.
So here he goes. He's about to, this is going to piss me off. Joe Biden cannot help himself. He's got some sort of tick, some sort of compulsion within himself that will not allow a moment to pass in which he can milk the death of his son, Beau Biden, or his wife and his daughter, which mysteriously, much like the Clintons, a lot of people seem to die around Joe Biden. Riddle me that. Anyways, he never misses a moment to milk those tragedies that happen in his life, bring them up. He loves to do a tragedy porn situation where he will try to compare his losses to whatever it is whoever's in front of him is going through. Doesn't matter what it is. He's done this on multiple different occasions. When the soldiers got blown up in Kabul, he spoke to the families. He brought it up there too. Any chance he can get where he thinks that he will, gain some sort of sympathy or evoke some sort of pity towards himself and what he's been through, never mind what the people there in Hawaii are going through. Forget your tragedy for 1 second, even though we're surrounded by it. Let's talk about me and the family members I've lost. Okay, just wait till you hear him.
At Teddy Kennedy's office, and I got a phone call saying from my fire department, and a young first responder kind of panicked. You got to come home. There's been an accident. I said, what happened? He said, your wife, she's dead. Come home. The tractor trailer had broadsided her and killed her in a car accident along with my little daughter. And I remember all the way down from Washington home wondering what a lot of people here are wondering. What about my two boys? How are they? They were in the car. I never got a read on that. Were they going to be all right? They were badly injured. Were they going to make it? Had they made it? Until I walked into the emergency room and I saw they were there. The difference between knowing somebody's gone and worrying whether they're available to come back are two different things.
Wow.
I remember one of the people who helped me the most was Danny Inouye. He helped bring me back, so I know the feeling that there's many of the people in this town, this community, that hollow feeling you have in your chest like you're being sucked into a black hole, wondering why.
He's disgusting. He is just the worst kind of human. I'm not even sure he is human anymore. I mean, what a piece of shit. So instead of talking about what's going on, that's quite literally all around him, the tragedy as far as the eye can see, the only way he can seem to relate to people is to bring it back to himself and what he's had to personally go through in life. His challenges, his, obstacles. Why don't you take a look around, you absolute moron? Okay, if you cannot gain some sort of inspiration or some sort of, feeling within your body to give a proper speech and to connect with these people's tragedies, it doesn't seem like it's very hard. I mean, it's right there in front of your face. If you cannot connect on a human level with these people about what they've been through, and let's forget for 5 seconds about what you've been through. We all know it. We all know it like the back of our hands. We've heard it before. I mean, just absolutely ridiculous.
I will ever get by this. You know, it's one thing
Joe
to know,
sure
but
knocked him upside the
another thing is
head.
to wait to wonder whether your family member is going to be okay.
You know what?
Imagine being a parent wondering whether your child is, where it is.
Yeah.
I remember, as I said, you know, press reports of grandfathers crying for lost neighbors while trying to be strong for the ones who survived.
Oh my God.
Of a woman distributing clothing to survivors who says she didn't lose her home, but she lost her hometown. Well, I also want all of you to know the country grieves with you, stands with you, and will do everything possible to help you recover, rebuild, and respect culture and traditions when the rebuilding takes place. My administration has been in constant contact with the governor and congressional delegation and local leaders. As soon as I got the governor's request, I signed the major disaster declaration that mobilized the whole of government response, which means whatever you need, you're going to get. For example, the Coast Guard and Navy immediately supported maritime
more than
search and rescue
$700?
operations, while the Army helped fire suppression.
Wow.
Here's what we've been doing since. First, we focused on search and rescue, which is still going on. Right now, there are over 450 search and rescue experts working round the clock. Second, I've identified FEMA's Administrator Griswold to lean forward, as she always is.
And how long does that actually take, by the way? I know nothing about fires or fire damage or anything of this nature. Like, I would honestly really love to understand, and maybe 2 weeks is not enough time to really assess or find the people who are missing. But it seems like it would be. But you guys let me know, like, in the comments. Fact check me on that, because, I don't know, 2 weeks seems like ample amount of time to get a hold on those numbers and not have still hundreds of people unaccounted for. Hundreds of children unaccounted for. But then again, what do I know?
Is done to help survivors get immediate aid. FEMA's quickly provided 55,000 meals, 75,000 liters of water, 5,000 beds, 10,000 blankets.
You know what? FEMA can go to hell. We see what good their fucking useless ass agency has done in the past. Okay, thank you, but no thank you. He only speaks for a few more minutes. I'm not going to give him any more time because he's an utter disgrace. He's a trash human being. Let's get into some of his other egregious remarks that he made.
I said, how you doing, pal? He's got his boots on, too. You guys catch the boots out here? That's some hot ground, man. What's the boss's name?
Man. That's some hot ground, man. Look at these little man titties he's got going on here. Just, what's the pin? You planning on signing something? You know, he's such a joke, I swear. Anyone who is laughing at him, in a non-ironic way, you need, and there's people on Twitter who are like, I believe being unironic, but trying to be completely over dramatic about the praise, heaping on to Joe Biden, saying he's doing so great, Republicans are over exaggerating, y'all are doing too much. No, absolutely not. It's ridiculous. He's a ridiculous person. He's insensitive. The fact that he always wants to bring up his dead family members, it's disgusting. We've heard it before. We don't need to hear it anymore, especially when other people are facing tragedies of their own, some of which you are the cause of, directly the cause of, in relation to, policies or whatever bullshit ideas you've implemented that have caused real harm, such as the 13 dead service members that were on your hands. And you have the nerve to constantly bring up the same old stories that we've heard and we don't care about. And then pet a dog and say, that's some hot ground, man. Yeah, there was just a fire, okay? Did you already forget? Is the dementia that bad? Let's get Joe back to bed, okay? He's withering away. So let's see This video here, guys, he told another story that he's already told before, tried to do this comparison, you know, like one-upsies, you know, my trauma is worse than your trauma. It's that whole, you know, shtick where when you're telling a story to a friend and they come back and like try to one up your story, you know, like they oh, I've done something similar too, but mine was like 10 times that what you've done, you know, or I can relate because here's what I've been through, instead of just like listening to your story and you know, saying, you know, oh yeah, wow, I can't believe that happened to you. You know, they're gonna come back with, oh yeah, me too, that happened to me too. And let's talk about me now. Let's talk about my thing now. Well, let's see what Joe Biden did in this video here.
White House, where the president is not, and he joins us live. Peter?
And I've heard President Biden tell this story a couple different times, usually when he is talking to the firefighters' unions. The official account from about 20 years ago is of a small fire that was contained to a kitchen and put out in about 20 minutes. But the
I do enjoy the preemptive fact check here by, you know, gay-ass Fox News, who is horrible and nobody should be watching it. But we're looking at a clip here, guys. We're not giving them a view or anything. But I do appreciate the preemptive fact check, knowing that Joe Biden's going to lie. It's just what he does. And he's going to embellish a personal story for his own gain of either sympathy or empathy. But very good tactic right there.
President's version of this story last night included the term losing a home.
Losing a home?
I don't want to compare difficulties, but we have a little sense, Jill and
I don't want to compare difficulties, but here I go. Here, I'm about to do it right now.
I. What it's like to lose a home.
Hello?
And lightning struck at home on a little lake. It's outside of our home, not a lake, a big pond. Make a long story short.
So what is it, a lake or a pond? Which one is it? Which one? You can't even get your own story straight. Look at his face. Look at his face. I mean,
Almost lost my wife.
Please help me.
My
hello?
67 Corvette.
Hello? Okay. He almost lost his wife? It literally was, like Peter was just saying, a small fire that was contained to the kitchen of their home that the firefighters later went on to describe as being insignificant. And first of all, you're going to say that you almost lost your wife. Number one, that's disgusting and egregious in and of itself. But then you want to sit in front of all these people, and not only are you lying and embellishing a story and trying to one-up their pain and suffering that they're going through, then you're going to rub it in their faces by saying you almost lost your 67 Corvette too? When these people don't even have homes, a lot of them? I mean, does it even get any worse? Does it even get any more pitiful than this sad sack of shit? He looks half dead to begin with, and he looks like he doesn't belong anywhere near a microphone. And I mean, just somebody take him, somebody put him to bed for good. Let's give him Michael Jackson treatment. I don't know. Where's the doctor that gave Michael Jackson too much propofol? Because we need to get him on hospice or something. I don't know what's going on. But he's not well. He's not well, because how dare you continue to do what you're doing and then proceed to rub the noses of all of the people of Lahaina who lost their literal town. And you got the audacity to make up a story about how you almost lost your wife and your Corvette when it was a small kitchen fire. Gross.
And my cat.
And your and the cat. Let's not forget the fucking cat. So then after giving those remarks where he did the whole trauma, I don't want to compare trauma or anything, but let me go ahead and just do it anyways. Yeah, well, that really took it out of him, guys. It took the wind out of his sails, because after that, this happened, okay? And we're just going to play this. People are, you know, they're real confused on what's going on in this video. But what do you guys think this looks like here?
Never been before. We are a community that relies on family, on ohana, whether by blood,
can you wake up?
Friendship.
Wake up!
But like many others, My son's home burned down. My daughter's home
there he goes.
burned down. My home burned down. My parents of 59
What
years
is wrong with him?
home never met before.
So, yeah, Sleepy Joe strikes again. Sloppy Joe, Sleepy Joe, you know, pedophile, pedo-petter, pedo-peter, whatever you want to call them. They all work, you know, they really do. And let's look at this. I mean, look at his face. Mute that, hang on. Because like, what the fuck? Are you okay? I mean, what? Hello? Just... Oh. He's probably mourning a missed opportunity that he didn't take to sniff a child's hair or something, because he looks devastated. I don't know what's going through his head at this moment, but I mean, I'm just lost, because how do you go from being asleep in your chair sitting up to looking like you may have just revisited the moment you shit yourself at the Vatican, or maybe, you know, a missed opportunity to, you know, have a 5-year-old girl sit on your lap. I don't know what's going on with you, but this is a mess. This is a disaster. Code 5, okay? So PolitiFact, being the serious organization that they are, well, they fact-checked all of you guys, you know, so never mind what your eyes tell you and what you're seeing for yourself on social media and in your Twitter feed and on these video cameras that are coming out. Biden didn't fall asleep, okay, you stupid dum-dums. He wasn't falling asleep, okay? What did PolitiFact attribute to the video where he has his eyes closed but he's not asleep? Duh. I mean, you people are dumb. So, a closer look at the video clip showed the president was blinking and nodding as a speaker spoke. Biden wasn't sleeping, period. Well, what a fact check. Let's see the sources. So the sources were the tweet that we just looked at from Sean Hannity. Okay, let's see what this one is. What do you mean a closer look? We all looked at the same thing, you idiots. What? I mean, these are the news organizations. This is the news. This is news. PolitiFact is giving you real hard-hitting news and telling you Joe Biden's not sleeping. He's obviously blinking and nodding right here.
That relies on family, on ohana.
I mean, that heavy rhythmic breathing is obviously not indicative of someone who's asleep. You all are just stupid, okay? Y'all are too dumb to think. That's why everyone needs to tell you, like Fauci and Biden, they all need to tell you what you need to do with your life. Because you're just too stupid to understand things like sleep, you know? Obviously, your eyes lie to you.
Whether by blood,
so there he just woke up.
Friendship.
Yeah, we get it. He nodded off. He was asleep, okay? We all saw the same thing. So, keep coping harder, PolitiFact. Keep coping harder. So, again, I wanted to show you guys the real story that we should not ever stop talking about until this is all under control and everyone has been accounted for and they have some answers there in Maui. But this was the press conference. These are the leaders, the elected officials who are gaslighting people out there, who are making themselves look very suspicious and maybe even guilty of a possible cover-up. What is really going on in Maui? Where are these missing children? Where are all the rest of the missing people? Why is it taking so long? Why were they not helped sooner? Why were they not shown the courtesy of sounding the alarms that exist on this island? Well, maybe your elected officials have answers for you. Maybe they don't. Let's see.
Confronts the mayor during a news conference and refuses to back down.
I don't know.
Yes, you do. How many children are missing? You know.
If I knew the answer to that, I would be happy to answer that.
You have no estimate as to how many children are missing?
I guess we can end this right now if you guys want. Sorry,
this is one of the biggest questions.
He said, I can end this right now if you guys want. You answer to the people. What do you mean we can end this right now if you want to? Why don't you answer some questions? It doesn't, you signed up for this. I don't care how hard it is. When the rubber meets the road, Guess who ran for public office? You.
Because the people of Lahaina have, but you don't want to answer. It always takes one or two to ruin it for everybody.
You were the one.
Oh, we can say that about you. You ruined it for everyone.
You're welcome to say it. You're the media. You can say whatever you want.
You're a disaster.
All right. Okay. Please.
You've been the worst mayor we could possibly imagine.
You know, you won't even wait.
Respect what? This is the most dismal response we've ever had.
You won't wait for your turn. You want to shout over these guys.
Why don't you give them the real answers then? Give them the real answers.
These people have been waiting. What else do you want them to wait for?
Let him.
Yeah. You can go. Yeah.
People are concerned about children, okay? If you don't share that same concern, maybe you should fuck off somewhere for good and just never show your face in polite society ever again. Because that's a disgrace. And all of these government officials who are like this, Joe Biden being, you know, the number one idiotic disaster of all time. I mean, they are more than a disgrace. They are a disaster, and they don't deserve to hold the offices that they do. And they should be voted out. They should be shown the consequences of their actions, and not being able to answer to the people who they claim to serve and who they ran a campaign to serve. It's abhorrent, really. And honestly, it's hopefully it won't be allowed for much longer. I really do have hope that people are actually finally starting to see what's really going on and how these people absolutely piss in their face and tell them that it's raining. And in the worst moments, when the island of Maui really needs the most support and really just deserved you know, an overwhelming response. People are talking about like Puerto Rico and all that. Yeah, you know, Puerto Rico, it's a U.S. territory, but it's not a state. I'm not saying they deserve any less than Maui. They got aid too. I understand disasters when they happen it's a sticky situation and it's difficult, and there's a lot of red tape and bureaucracy. Maybe that's also a case for you know, shrinking the government and getting rid of some of these agencies that cause these delays, that make it harder instead of easier when we have things like this happen, because this is a disaster. This is absolutely disgusting, and Joe Biden should be ashamed of himself if he's even got that ability to have or feel shame anymore. And that mayor should also be ashamed of himself. So again, I'll say it again, not another single penny to Ukraine. I would say ever again. Let's never send Ukraine anything ever again. But you know, I know with Joe Biden at the helm, he's gonna launder as much money he can through there, but not another penny until Maui is rebuilt and those people are taken care of. So if you agree with me, guys, please let me know in the comments. Like the video if you liked it, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this absolute disgrace of a man. But until next time, y'all take it easy out there. I will see y'all later. Bye.
I just tell the truth, and telling the truth is crazy in a world full of lies. If you mix brilliance with bravery, that we can ignite something. Even this conversation alone can ignite the people.
The time is now to express and for people to believe in themselves. The time is now for it to be okay to be great. People in this world shun people for being great, for being a bright color, for standing out. But the time is now to be okay to be the greatest you.